So how can you as an investor buy lands properly in Cameroon without being scammed? This is me, your real estate consultant and land banking expert, Kingsley Hour, and I always help you, guide you to get properties in Cameroon safely without being scammed. So today I want to give you the steps in which you can use to buy private properties in Cameroon without being scammed. You know, you can either buy a private property or you can go through a real estate company to buy properties. But if you want to buy a private property directly without using the real estate company, these are the steps you need to take. The first step is that you need to ask for the title of that property. What do I mean title? The land title of that property. When you ask for the land title of that property, you do a photocopy of the land title. Then you take that photocopy to the land registry, right? So that they can print you the ownership, the document of ownership for that property. When they print you a document of ownership for that property, you see that it matches with the name on the land title. Then the next thing you do is you go for inspection. When you go for inspection, there are three key factors you want to take note of, right? You want to take note of the accessibility of the property. You want to take note of the topography of the land. You want to take note of the social amenities that are around the place, because the social amenities will determine the speed to which development is coming to that area. When you do inspection, the next thing you do, which you will not hear it, is that always ask neighbors. Always ask neighbors. This is how people got into dispute. Somebody bought a piece of land, from a junior brother, whereas that land has a dispute with the family. So this junior man came, since he was well built, so he came and met this man and sold this land to this man. This man came, bought that land. He never asked any neighbor or anything. He just bought the land. And then they discovered that that land had dispute because it was a family land. And then when he came, I said, let him just ask the neighbors. He said, neighbor, please, who has this land? The neighbors told him that this land is a family land and he has dispute. If he has asked that question before paying, it would have saved his millions. So you see, you need to ask neighbors before you invest in that land. The next thing I wrote here is that go to the chief and ask for ownership of the land. It is very important. Okay, some people, when they come down and maybe from abroad, you cannot go to the chief empty-handed, right? You take something, you go to the chief. The chief, please, I just want to inquire the ownership of this piece of land I want to invest in. If the chief tells you run, you know that just the fact that the chief tells you run, it means that he has saved you millions that you almost spent. If the chief tells you run, that means that land has dispute and he does not want you to invest in such a land. The next thing I want to tell you is that talk to family heads. You cannot just go and you see the smallest in the family and they say, we're selling this land, and then you just go. No, ask him to go to the family head, talk to the family head if they are willing to sell that land, because some people sell land but they don't have the authority to sell that piece of land, and it always land investors in problem. So I am your real estate consultant and of course land banking expert, Kingsley Hour. I'm not just here to make the benefits of giving you the properties, but of course I want to guide you invest rightly so that you can always enjoy your investment, and of course you can always have me in mind. So if you need a property, you can always follow us, and of course you can always get to us through the numbers on our screen, and we'll guide you properly on how to secure properties. And this reminds me, we have a property that has a good accessibility and it comes with a land title right here in Cameroon, in the southwest region of Cameroon. That property can be accessed through the Mountain Hotel and through John Chi, the Act of God Covenant Church. And that property is 9 minutes drive away from the road and is closer to the Bokwango Health Center. It has a good topography, and of course you will really love this property. So we are open for inspection. If you come for inspection, of course you will appreciate this property better. So see you in the DM and book for your inspection. See you on the next video.